Sup YouTube, it's your boy Southside Customs back at it with another video, and today I'll be showing you how to make this clone effect using Photoshop. I'll be making use of CS6, but this can also work on later versions. Just note that all resource files used in this project are linked in the description below and are free to download. Perhaps you could try this yourself and give it a shot. With that out of the way, stay tuned and enjoy. Okay, so first off, we're going to start by opening a new document. My new document is going to have a width and height of 3000 pixels so that I can have a squared plane like you see here. Then I'm going to click on File and I'm going to go Open. Inside the file called Clone Assets, I have Women on Chair 1. This is a PNG that is included in the assets file that it has been provided in a description below, so be sure to check those out. Then you're just going to click and drag to import our main subject into our document that we're going to be working on. Then you're just gonna hit Ctrl T to resize the document. You may resize it according to whatever size you see fit. I'm actually contemplating on upgrading my operating system and changing it to Linux because I've noticed that my Windows operating system is starting to gradually slow down after every update. So people in the comments, just let me know, should I change to Linux or continue with Windows? Alright, so after you're done with that, you're just going to rename your main subject. I chose to rename mine to Women. You can rename yours to whatever you please. Alright, then I'm just going to select my pen tool and I'm going to create some rounded edges along the chest area that extends all the way to the shoulder. I'm doing this to create a head cutout from the body because we're going to use this to create the cloned effect. So you're just going to gradually select using the pen tool around the head. Once that's completed, you're going to right click and you're going to select Make Selection and hit OK. Then you're going to hit Ctrl J. If you have the same issue that I had, it's simple. All you're going to go is just go to the lasso tool and you're going to select inverse. That is going to fix that issue that I also had. Then you're going to go and hit Ctrl J and you should have a head cutout. I'm going to rename mine to Original. Renaming mine Original because I will be using this and duplicating from this first cutout. Then you're going to hit Ctrl J to duplicate your head cutout, and then you're just going to gradually drag it onto the side of the main subject. Just be sure to hide the original copy so that it doesn't show, and then you're just going to move it below the original subject, the woman subject, that we've created earlier, so that it just appears behind our main subject. Then you're going to resize and gradually narrow down the image. Once that's done, you're going to hit Ctrl J again, and you're going to move the copy down below your previously copied image. And you're going to repeat the same process over again by resizing and gradually narrowing it down. So once that's done, you're just going to select your original copy 2 all the way to your last layer of the head cutouts, and then you're going to hit Ctrl G to group. Then you're going to rename your group. I'm going to rename this group called left heads. You can rename it whatever you want. So then I'm just going to go back to the head cutouts, and I'm just going to knock out the hair that is showing across the shoulder area. I don't want that to be visible, so I'm just going to casually knock that off with the eraser tool. Alright, once that's done, we're going to repeat the same process, but this time on the right side, just with little minor differences, which you'll see now. Right, you're just going to make the original head cutout visible again, and then you're just going to gradually drag it to the right hand side of the main subject. Now with this one, we're just going to cut out the hair on her left cheek, just so it's just a little bit more visible, and the right heads are more easier to see. So we're just going to select our pen tool, and then we're just going to carefully select along the edges of her face. Just be sure to take your time while working with the pen tool. I know it is notorious for being very difficult, especially amongst beginners. So yeah, just be sure to take your time and have fun with it. I'm going for a more rounded edge because I just want a more cleaner aesthetic to it. So once you're done, you're just going to right click and you're going to make the selection. Once the selection has been made, we're just going to select the eraser tool and we're going to erase the edges so that we can just knock out the unwanted parts of the image. So what this does is makes the face a little bit more visible while giving the illusion of her hair not being on her, well, left cheek or her right cheek. Then we're just going to resize and gradually narrow it down. The same process that we have made in our first section of the video, we're just going to repeat on the right side. So you're going to hit Ctrl J and you're just going to duplicate that, drag it to the side, resize and narrow. You're just going to repeat this process several times until we move on to the next step. Alright, once that's done, you're just going to select the original copy 11 all the way to the original copy, and you're going to hit Ctrl G to group, and you're going to rename it. I'm going to rename this one Right Heads. Then you're going to select your the initial layer that we've started with. Now we're going to add a shape. We're going to select the Ellipse tool. And we're going to click and drag to create an elongated oval shape. But before we do that, I'm just going to change my stroke to transparent, and then fill, I'll select a gray color. I'll show you why in a second. So once that's done, I'm just going to lower the opacity so that I can see through the shape. Then I'm just going to click and drag. I will position the oval somewhere around her shoulder area. I'll just carefully tilt and alter the wideness of the shape just to give it a little bit more of a, just make it more wider. Then I'm just going to right click and then I'm going to wrap the oval shape. I want it to just be a little bit irregular, just for artistic effect. You can do this or you don't have to do this. It's all up to you. Alright, once you're satisfied with the shape you've created, I'm going to lower the opacity all the way to 0, and then I'm going to select my initial layer and I'm going to make a copy of it by hitting Ctrl J. Then I'm going to hit Ctrl and right click the Ellipse tool to make a selection, and I'm going to select my woman copy. Then I'm going to select clipping mask. On your clipping mask, on your layer mask, you're going to apply the layer mask. Sorry, not clipping mask, but layer mask. Alright, so that's going to give you a direct cutout of the Ellipse tool that you have used. I urge you to not delete your Ellipse shape that you have created, because we are going to use it later on in the project. So again, with this arm layer that we have renamed, we're going to repeat what we've been doing with the head cutouts. We're going to resize and gradually narrow the shape right underneath the head cutouts to kind of match the initial layer. So you're going to copy the arm layer, click and drag to the side, resize and narrow it down. If you guys have any more video ideas that you would like to see in this channel, be sure to comment, and I'll have a look and I'll definitely consider your proposal. So once that's done, you're going to select all of your shapes that you have just created and altered, and you're going to group them, and of course again you're going to rename these. I'm going to rename these to left arms, again, we're going to select our initial subject, which is the woman layer, and we're going to copy it. We're going to select our Ellipse tool that we've created earlier. Okay, I think I must have moved it somewhere or sometime during the project. So right now I will just carefully move it back to its original point. And then once again, I am going to wrap the shape just to give it a more unique and a more irregular look. A more irregular look. Right, so once you're satisfied, sorry, let me just zoom out. Once you're satisfied, you're going to hit Control and right click so you can make a selection. Then you're going to select Woman Copy. And then you're going to make a layer mask. And after making a layer mask, you're going to apply your layer mask. So I'm going to rename this layer Arm. Then you're going to move and reposition it. Okay, you may move and reposition the arm layer wherever you please, or you can choose to do it the same way I did. But again, it's going to be the same process that we've been doing throughout the project, which is copy, resize, and narrow down. Once that's done, we're going to group the layers that we've just recently created. And we're going to rename accordingly. So I'm going to delete my original Eclipse tool because it has been made too irregular. So I'm going to start over. I'll create another elongated oval shape. Okay, we're going to repeat the same process just for the leg area here. This time, the eclipse is not going to be so irregular, it's just going to be a normal oval. Again, we're going to select and we're going to lower our opacity of the eclipse tool, of the eclipse shape that we've just created. Then we're going to right click and create a selection. Select on a woman copy, and then we're going to create a layer mask. And then again, select your layer mask and apply your layer mask to create a new layer. And then we're going to drag, resize, and narrow down, just the same way we did on the other oval shapes or eclipse shapes. If you are enjoying the content so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as this helps the channel grow. And you may also check out my Instagram. My Instagram handle will be provided on my channel, so just be sure to go and check my channel bio. All the information you need will be found there. You can select and group the layers that you've just created, and again, rename accordingly. Once that's done, you're basically done with 96% of the overall project. What I'm going to do is unlock my background layer, and then I'm going to select the bucket tool and change it to a sunset yellow color. You can use whatever color you choose, of your liking, of course. Then after that, I'm going to add a gradient map, and then I'm going to select on that. I'm going to click on the hue and then select a preset, and then on the blending I'm going to select hue, and you should have something like this. Again, this step is unnecessary at this point. You may already just check out of the video, but if you'd like to know how this is done, you can just stick around till the end of the video. So on the gradient map, I'm just going to lower the opacity just to make it a little bit less saturated. Then I'm going to create a new layer, and I'll prepare this for the bucket tool. So I'll select a gray color, so I'm going to drop my new color on this layer, and then I'm going to noise, and I'm going to add noise. Distribution, I'm going to select Gaussian distribution, and I'm going to hit OK. Then I'm going to label this layer noise. Then I'm going to go into the blending mode, and I'm going to hit soft light. And just like that, the project is done, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.